looking off into the distance. So wait, what am I doing here? Hi everyone, I'm Laura Miller-Graff, and I'm a professor of psychology and peace studies here at Notre Dame. Today, we're talking about brokenness and hope, two things that may, on their face, not seem like they belong together. One of my main areas of work includes understanding the effects of violence on development. So at least on its face, you wouldn't think my day-to-day experience and work feels particularly hopeful. But while we know that violence is a significant experience of human brokenness and that it results in a range of detrimental outcomes across the lifespan, what we also know to be true is that people demonstrate remarkable resilience in the face of significant harm. Psychologists generally understand resilience to be the process whereby individuals respond to significant adversity to promote positive adaptation. Importantly, recent work in psychology is very consistent with today's reflections from Fujimura. We don't bounce back from adversity to functionally the same person as before. Resilience is a process that includes multiple dimensions and extends beyond us to include a lot of other people and systems. Thinking about Fujimura's discussion of kintsugi, I want to focus not on the bowl, but on the way the maker approaches it. Brokenness gives way to beauty only through the loving care of the maker, who carefully attends to the pieces and sees in them what is beautiful, a vision of the wholeness to come. A restored and functional bowl isn't the main point. The bowl isn't being superglued back together. It's being recreated artfully, carefully, and with precious metal. The great hope lies in the maker's vision and in the act of picking up the pieces to bring that vision to fruition through a process that reflects great care. We all experience brokenness and do some of the breaking too, but we also have the opportunity to be makers. I'm a bit of a Broadway junkie. If you happen to pass by my office in Corbett Family Hall, chances are that you'll see me clicking away as I hum along to something from Tick, Tick, Boom, Waitress, or Jekyll and Hyde. I trace back my love of Broadway to my childhood. The soundtrack of Les Mis was probably the most played cassette, yes, I'm old, at our house. If you've ever seen Les Mis, you know that it's a powerful testament to both brokenness and hope. In the closing song, the main character, Jean Valjean, lies on his deathbed, reflecting back on his experiences of the pains of war, the loss of dear friends, the power of forgiveness, a drive for justice that recognizes the dignity of all, and the deep love of friends and family. One of the lines from this song that was often repeated around my house was, "To love another person is to see the face of God." Notice, it's not being loved, but the act of loving. When we encounter brokenness in our lives, working to make sense of it and to support others, we engage in an active process deeply embedded in relationship. In loving others, we participate in relationship in a way that changes our view of what is possible. We are makers. Sometimes when looking at ourselves, we can only see what's broken, what's fragile. But in treasuring others, we see the great beauty and strength in humanity. And psychological science affirms this too. The most consistent predictor of resilience in the wake of adversity is relationship, and relationship doesn't just go in one direction. When I think about my most significant relationships, they're really the through lines in my life. These aren't just people who in different ways have left their mark. They're people who have known me in many forms. And in many ways, I'm the same person I always was, but also not. Among other things, experiences of brokenness and hope have shaped me, as they have shaped you, and they're a part of who I am today. And there's something deeply comforting about having people in your life who see the different shapes of you, whose vision for you and hope in you is a part of who you are today. And all of the different shapes of you are you. Of course, some people know you deeply. My best friends, for example, know my family of origin. They've studied me through failed exams and breakups. We've rejoiced together at our weddings, been conversations and partners in parenthood. But partial knowing is also a gift. My children, for example, are too young to notice some of my flaws. In their eyes, I'm just as I am. It matters more that I picked up Go-Gurt on my way home than that I ran past a deadline. Coming to college is a big moment. You're away, sometimes for the very first time, from people who know the deep you, why you are the way you are, why you think a certain way about something, or why on earth you would ever listen to Broadway music most all the time. That can be hard, especially when you experience brokenness. And in these next 4 years, you will. I certainly did in college. But it can be a gift to have people who get to know you in a new way, on your own terms, in a place where you're on a journey together. What made you who you are today, some of your friends will come to know, but they and many more will also know a part of you, the part of your life here on campus, that others won't. So as you build your relationships on campus, think of Fujimura's depiction of the maker. How are we active agents in hope as we encounter brokenness? How do we experience hope, both in how we see others and in how others see us?